Today's first impressions video is on Wavetale, which is a action platformer where you get to surf and jump and glide across the ocean whilst completing certain tasks, collecting sparks and defeating a fog-like being and these things known as dirty paws. In case you can't tell from this description, I'm a big fan. I think this game is stunningly beautiful and I love the art style. However, as always, we'll go through the settings first and then we'll jump into the game and I will give you my first thoughts and impressions as we play through. So, let's look at those options. Options then. Now, it is worth noting out here that this game is probably going to be better played with a controller, but I'm happy to report that switching between keyboard and mouse and controller is actually relatively simple and fairly easy to do. However, if you do use controller, it's probably best to not use the controller in the menu because the analog sticks are incredibly sensitive, which is good in game, however really frustrating and annoying in the menu. So you're probably going to want to use your mouse and keyboard for that so that you can really go through and just have an easier time of changing everything. With that out of the way, you do get a lot of options here. You get plenty of accessibility options as well, which is really nice. You've got your camera, FOV, camera speed, aim speed. You got some visuals here. There's not a huge amount to do with the visuals, which is a bit of a shame. It'd be nice if you could maybe customize it a little bit more, but honestly, the game runs smooth as silk. And again, looks really, really nice. Then you've got your VSync on or off. You've got vibration on or off if you have your controller on. Font size, which is really nice to see. Then you've got your accessibility options in that you've got boost, aim, glide, etc. Time freeze aim, etc. You can switch those on or off if you so desire. Your controls, now these will change depending on what controller method you use. But they're pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to do with the controller. Doesn't look like they're rebindable though, however. And then you've got advanced settings that you can click on, which probably will... Yeah, that's how you control your controller and everything. So that's good to see that they've got that option there. Your audio, it's all set at 100. I am going to turn it down to about 70. It's a very nice soundtrack. It sounds incredible. It fits the scene, the sort of the mood of the game, if you like. And the voice acting is very, very good as well. The background ambience is, again, required and sounds very well and works for the game. But the fact it does turn it up to 100 is probably could be changed by default. And then you've got your language. And what's really nice is you've got text, spoken. So you've got two separate language options, which in a game like this is incredible. This is a really nice option, and it'd be nice if more games had this. So there's your options. Very well fleshed out. Very happy to see what I've done. A few more graphics options wouldn't go amiss, but honestly, it's fine because the game runs really well and it doesn't look like it's going to use a lot of resources to run well. Let's look at the gameplay. Alright, so we're in the game. It is important to note that when I loaded in to record this section, the game actually crashed on me, which is not a good look. So it is important to note that the game still isn't in fantastic state if it's going to crash when just loading into your previous save, but it's working fine now. And as you can see, it's very well animated. It's so pretty, this game. I love the facial animations that they've got going on, where it's just a really interesting art style choice. So what's the aim of the game? You can basically run around. You've got a dash, you've got an attack button that you've got to use to go against the enemies and activate sparks and stuff. You can jump, double jump and glide, which is cool as fuck. You can then do a big attack with your Y button if you use a controller, and you can, you know, dash and run about and stuff as well. There is a story, and I'm going to try and avoid doing any of the story parts for the benefit of the video to avoid spoilers. But basically, you've got this big fog that keeps coming in, and when the fog comes in, it destroys everything and makes things sink and creates these like dark shadows. And the really cool thing is that for whatever reason, you've got a shadow that allows you to walk and swim and do cool stuff on the water. and it is animated really well. It looks cool as fuck, and honestly, I would spend all day just doing this. I just would. Like, this is so much fun to do. You can also do like a big dive into the water if I can figure it out. Which was really cool as well. And then you dive, and as you go in, you will sort of go under the water and you know, glide really fast and do really cool stuff. But you've got like loads of little puzzles, so it's a jumping platformer, which honestly are my Achilles heel. I am no good at jumping platformers whatsoever. I'm just not. I don't have the right coordination. I miss jumps all the time and I get very frustrated. But with this game, I don't care. I don't care that I'm bad. I don't care that I can't do it. I don't care that I miss bits and have to redo them all, because the jumping and the platforming, and namely the just swimming around and jumping and doing cool tricks in the air and stuff is just fun. It's so much fun. Like I say, I would quite happily do this all the livelong day. It will give you little tutorial tips, even though I've already figured most of this stuff out. And you can also, we'll go to the clock tower because this is a really good way of doing it. You can also sort of hook on and get to different areas and stuff through jumping and hooking on. So it's, again, more sort of jump platform sort of mechanics, which is kind of cool. There you go, there's a dive. And then you go under the thing, you see your shadow kind of travel with you and keep you safe, and then you can jump up and, again, just do more stuff. It is incredibly done. Like, this is a really interesting idea for a game. I love the way that the shadow actually follows you and does exactly what you're doing. It's just really well put together. Like I say, the story and the voice acting is well done as well. It makes sense within the game world. You know, it's pretty out there as to what's going on, but it already looks like there is going to be a twist to it that I kind of want to find out. Like, it makes you invested very early in the game as to find out what's happening and where everything's going to go. And Granny is an amazing character. She's tough, she's witty, you know, she's smart, she's a survivor, she's a battle axe, but one that clearly cares and tries not to let her emotions show too much because she knows she's in this really harsh lifestyle. So yeah, this is Wavetale, and it is fantastic. It is brilliant, and if you haven't sort of found out what's going on, then you should, because it's really well done, and I'm just gushing at the game. It's a jumping platformer. It's animated well. It runs fairly well. Granted, I did have a crash when I loaded into this save. It's got autosave. It doesn't have manual saving, which is a bit of a letdown. Like, I always like it when I can manual save over an autosave, because I'm the kind of guy that doesn't trust autosaving, especially when there's checkpoints and things that you got to do. It'd be nice if I could autosave on top of that, but it is what it is. So there you go, guys. This is Wavetale. It came out last week. I would highly, highly recommend this game, especially if you like jumping platformers, if you like a bit of very light, basic, simple combat. And yeah, let me know in those comments down below what you think. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.